Dámy a pánové, vánoční sny se mají trochu plnit a když je tady Ježíšek, tak je tady speciální díl Tance Šavlí a vedle mě není nikdo jiný než absolutní hvězda 90. let Buffala, jedna z nejvýraznějších osobností ofenzivy Sabres právě 90. let, Donald Audette. Donald, thank you so much for finding time for us.
No problem, anytime.
Well, I know you are a proud French Canadian, but how big part of your heart still belongs to the Buffalo Sabres?
Well, it's a big part. That's where I grew up as an adult. You know, I came there. I was 19 years old. So kids are born there. So my big heart's still in Buffalo. So
You're still active in the NHL as a scout right now, or pro scout. So congratulations to this achievement. But what can you say about the general manager change that happened just a few days ago in Buffalo?
well, it's been 14 years since they didn't make the playoff. So it's not my way to say it, but it's Buffalo need a team to make the playoff, and hopefully they don't make it, so we make it as a Canadian. But no, it's I just wish the best for the Buffalo Sabres. So.
What do you think about the young core they have right now?
Well, they're good core. I mean, the league's now so tight that it's anybody can beat anybody any day, and it's just like to be consistent. And when you do that, you have a better chance to make it. So.
Especially in the tight Eastern Conference. But
I look at the schedule, like the standing today, like everybody's over 500. So in that conference, it's pretty good accomplishment. So.
with you being the scout, was there any player that you wanted to get to Canadians, but Sabres were faster and stole it right before you could?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, all the good players, everybody wants them. So for us, we're happy with our team. We're a good young team, that the youngest in the league. So, and we're going the right way, and hopefully we keep doing that way.
If we point direction to your career, I would say you had it pretty tough in, the early 90s hockey and the late 90s hockey, or late 2000s. It was pretty different hockey, different goalie styles, everything. So how hard was it for you to adapt your hockey style to still, be an NHL guy?
It was well, in my days, like we still have the red line. So retired in 2004, and we had the red line. So now it's different hockey than today. But in this game, if you scare or intimidate it, you're not gonna survive. So even if I was a small guy, I was never intimidated, and I had to go, and my plan was to score goals. So yeah, if you want to score a goal, you have to go in a dirty area, and that's what I was trying to do.
You were playing in your early days of your career with guys like Andrechek, Haverchuk, Turgeon, LaFontaine. Which of the Mogilny? Which of these guys have influenced you the most and gave you the most for your career?
They all great players, and even Turgeon when I started. But the best player who I really get along with as a centerman was Del Haverchuk. Del was probably the best center I play with, and I know Pierre a lot, and Patty, and they all great player. But I play more with Del, so we had a good chemistry. So.
I also have to mention Razor, because Razor is one of the craziest guys Buffalo ever had. Yeah. I remember that you started the brawl against Calgary in 1999.
Started anything? I just was there, and
you ran to the goalie. You started it.
Well, stuff happened, in those days. And Razor is my longest teammate. We were together for 11 years altogether. So. But I was happy when he stepped in. I think Suter was trying to hit me pretty hard. So, but those are the good days. I miss those days.
Was it easier for you to do something dirty on the ice when you knew that the Razor is just having your back?
Well, yes and no, and for sure we had a tight group, and I mean we're talking about Razor, we're talking about Mayday, all Bogner, all those kind of guys. I mean they we all gel together. The thing about it, back then we were always together too, so it was like it became a brotherhood, and that's why we got tight. So on the ice it was the same thing. If you hurt somebody and your brothers, everybody's always jumping. So
during your career in Buffalo, you have played with many Czech guys. I mentioned, of course, Tom Hasek, but also there was Michael Groshek, Richie Schmehlik, Václav Raja. So what about these guys? I heard it was a kind of tight group together, but how they were in a team?
They were pretty good. They melded pretty good with us. Everybody felt welcome in Buffalo. There was not too many clique and stuff. So, and Dominic, he was the best goalie we ever had. And it's too bad he didn't show up like a couple years earlier than that. With the team we had with Andrew Chuck and all the big guys there. So he was a hell of a goalie. And Schmelly's still live in Buffalo. So yeah, all great guys. Varada, I saw him in coaching against Dan the other day. So like he doesn't change a bit. He still doesn't smile. So, but no, he's they were a good group, and those were a good old time in Buffalo.
Well, during your second half of your Buffalo stint, you have played with not such a big rising stars as it was with Mogilny or Andrichak, but you played with Mike Pick or Brian Holzinger. So what kind of chemistry was it? Because you still were able to win hockey games, of course, because of Dom, but still offensive production was reliable on you and on your teammates.
Yeah, well, we were winning game 2-1 and 1-0. So. And we knew that if Dom had a good night the night before, we had guaranteed a shutout. So we get him out a little bit, and we were good. So now we were tight playing defense, and not too many talent. I mean, they were good players, just not the star they're supposed to be. But we made it work, and. We probably didn't score as much goal than New York Rangers back then, and I mean their payroll was probably 100 million back then. So, but we were battling with them. So,
but still, you scored 65 power play goals, which is 9th all time for the Sabres. Shout out to Sabres fan stats. Shout out to Sabres fan stats. But which guy you had the best chemistry during the power play with?
Well, I mean with Alex and Patty and. When Dave Andrichak got traded, I kind of filled in that role a little bit there, and Yuri Imlev was doing that role too. So, but with the talent like that, I mean, like even with the Teddy Nolan area, with Gary Galley on the point, Jason Willie, I mean, there were defense that set me up for the one-timer or the back door and stuff like that. So we had set up plays, and it worked, so...
As a play-by-play, I need to ask about Rick Jeanneret, because he was the voice of the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite call that Jeanneret had?
Well, he was the best. I mean, everybody remembered the Mayday and stuff, but Avery announced that he made as a goal and make it interesting. So he was the best. We dearly miss him.
Audette holding it in. Back it comes to Pekka to Audette. Walking in. Shoots one. First to save. Rebound. Scores! Donald Audette on the rebound. Scoops in the backhand. And the Buffalo Sabres have their second lead of the night. Again on the power play. Here's Woolley sending it across. Ice. Bugner in front. He scores! Donald Audette on a play started by Jason Woolley. And then the boogeyman with a perfect pass to make it 2-0 Buffalo.
Right now you're in Czechia to see Daniel, your son.
Tady je Audette, Jandus, Robbins, Ojamaki, Audette a je to gól! Daniel Audette! 1-1.
He's playing with Jaromir Jagr. You started your career when Jaromir did in the NHL. Look at you. You are 20 years retired and he's still playing. How crazy is that?
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty amazing that he's still playing, and it's a good league. So you have to be in shape to do it. For sure, I like better my seat than this seat, and it's more comfortable. But no, I mean, he's the second NHL All-Star, all-time scoring. So he did a hell of a career.
My final question is, we heard a very interesting story for us that in 2022, when your son was playing in Podolsk and the Russia invaded Ukraine, you said him to bought out of the contract and get rid of there. So how did it happen? Was it really your influence on him, that he bought out?
No, not at all. I mean, Daniel's got the dual citizenship, and he didn't feel comfortable going there or whatever for any reason. We didn't know back then, and he enjoyed his time in Russia. Yeah, for sure, there's opportunity to go back. He's looking at it. So, but right now he's happy here, and but no, I was not involved at all with that. I mean, he's at that age there. Like my dad was telling me what to do, but I was never listening to him. So it didn't matter if I say anything or not. So, but no, It was a tough situation back then. He had to pay his way out, and but he did what he had to do. So
Have you had time to see the Christmas Prague yet?
yeah, we stayed downtown, and we've been here for 8 days, and the market, the old town, it's unbelievable. It's one of the best city in the world. So
Right, Daniel, thank you very much for finding time for us.
no problem, anytime.